is that for most people, it's their personal reality that's creating their personality. You know, it's the media and the social engagements and the advertising and television and and the people and things in our life. We're reacting to everything known in our life, and by consciously or unconsciously, when we see certain people, we go to certain places, we do certain things at the exact same time. It's the external environment that's controlling how we think and feel. So if you understand that, then it'd be a good idea to eliminate yourself from your external environment. That's called meditation.
Mm-hmm.
You close your eyes, and now you have less sensory information coming into your brain. You put in earplugs or you play music, and that fills the space. So now your inner world starts becoming more real than your outer world. You put your body away. You're no longer your body. You're no longer a face. You're no longer identity. And if you do it properly, you'll forget about time. Now, that elegant moment where you dissociate from your body, your identity, your things in your life, the people in your life, the places in your life, and time, that's the moment you become pure consciousness. Now, if you're thinking certain thoughts that are making certain chemicals for you to feel a certain way, and the moment you feel that way, you think more thoughts, and those thoughts create more feelings, and your brain is organized to reflect everything you know in your life. It's an artifact of the past. You're thinking in the past, and those emotions that feel familiar are a record of the past. Then for the most part, people are trying to view their future through the lens of the past, but can't get anywhere. So then, as we begin to no longer think and feel in that cycle, and we dissociate into thought alone, the energy that's feeding all of our sexual identity, all of our digestion, all of the energy for importance and control and the adrenal hormones, all that energy has got to go somewhere. And the first place it goes right into the heart. And you know you're getting close when all of a sudden you start to feel your heart open up. When that occurs, the moment that occurs, you're no longer living in your past identity. That's the moment you're completely in the present moment. Now, there's dangers to be in the present moment. There's dangers to express love. There's dangers to trust, because if you're living in an environment where survival is the credo, you're not going to want to close your eyes and go within. You're not going to want to trust anybody. You know, this is not a time really to relax. This is a time to be vigilant. So then people they can intellectually understand it, but they can't get to that level because they're always perceiving their environment as the jungle. So when we begin to overcome those emotions of stress that are highly addictive, the body is no longer being tormented like an addict. That is when the body starts to liberate energy, and that's when our heart starts to open, and that's when we start to believe in possibility again. So if our personality creates our personal reality, we make a decision first. We examine who we've been, and I call it crossing the river of change, from the old self to the new self. Crossing that river is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel unfamiliar, and you are going to feel like it's unpredictable, because the moment you're no longer thinking that way or acting that way or feeling that way, you're going to feel like an unknown. Now, this is the biological, the neurological, the chemical, and even genetic death of the old self. This is the pain that you experience because the body's looking for its familiar chemical state. That pain is normal, and if you understand that that void, that unknown, is the perfect place to create in. That's the place you want to create in, and not to fear it, but to embrace it. And your body's craving the familiar chemicals that it's addicted to, then you might want to say when you're in that place, well, the best way to predict my future is to create it, not from the known, but from the unknown. Now, this perfect place of creation is where people begin to do the uncommon. This is where their soul begins to speak to them. This is where they see a greater purpose for themselves in their lives, and they're no longer playing by the small-minded games any longer, because they're connected to some bigger vision in the future.